Hello, we are Geeks Assembled. I'm Lee, this is Susan, and this
Hello.
week we will be discussing a mini series by Disney and Marvel, which recently aired early this year. Um, we are talking Wonder Man, uh, based on a character from the 1960s Marvel Comics, where he began. And this one is this one's a strange one for me because I used to read the Wonder Man stuff back in the day when I was a young lad. So it's a this is a story about a struggling actor who has his dream, has a dream of making it big. When once he was a little boy watching these superhero characters on the screen, and his dream comes true in this series. So we'll go to Susan. Opening thoughts on Wonder Man.
All right. Well, first things first. Yaha Abdul-Mateen the second, great job. So the second thing, I mean, there's only two things to really start off with, and the second thing is Ben Kingsley as the Mandarin and as the other actor Trevor Slattery.
Uh,
Slattery. Need longer arms. Anyway, the that was so interesting, like how he melted that together. That was really cool. But Ben Kingsley, I mean, he for crying out loud, he played Gandhi. So I mean, yeah, the man's got chops. And so yeah, it was definitely different. I have never read the comic book. I don't know really where. I mean, it seems like it's kind of a ripoff of Wonder Woman, in a way, because
no.
Wonder Woman was written way back in the '40s by that guy, the psychologist. Anyway, the guy who created the I'm running out of words anyway. So the lasso becomes the lasso of truth. In this case, this actor uh, actually has in him the seeds of such immense power. Not sure that he doesn't fly. I'm not sure that he doesn't. He does. I don't know if he has super speed. Um, I mean, these kids are asking him questions, of course, and he gets into trouble a lot, and so does Slattery. I mean, like the two, like Simon Williams and Trevor Slattery end up at that weird director's house and have those, I guess, take the drugs, and then they're all like supposed to be like really intimate with each other and stuff like that. And Simon blows it, but then he gets it, and then he gets the job and stuff. But it's just like, wow. There's a lot of awkward. It's very awkward. I felt very awkward for Simon, like the whole time. Like, he hasn't come into himself yet. And I mean, I'm a Doctor Who fan, so I know that it takes a while for a character, an actor to get feet into the shoes of their character, and the character to get shoes and their feet into the shoes of their role in life. And I've been struggling to do that at my job also. That's always the thing, is trying to become really super competent. And that's what the weird like retreat at the director's house. Anyway, that whole thing was that retreat was about getting awkward. Anyway, I found that it was really, and the the director's name was Von Kovac,
Hmm.
and the actor's name was Zlatko Buric. I never seen him before, but he was able to really, like, you know, he was able to really inhabit that. That was really different. It's cool. And I think I can't remember who played Heyerdahl earlier. I think there was a couple of people who played it, the deputy director or whatever, or deputy secretary. In,
Hmm.
what was it? The Hulk? Was Heyerdahl in the Hulk? Think so.
No,
No?
no.
Okay. Well, I don't know where I think I saw, but I think never mind. If that's not where it was, then I don't know who I was seeing there. Anyway, challenging, and it was over pretty fast. Oh, and I love the fact that they used Joe Panolono as just a random actor who just was part of like the culture. So yeah, and then they, he allowed he allowed Simon to call him Joe Pants. I mean, like that. I've never heard that, but that's apparently what Joe likes to be called. I don't know who knew. Anyway, that's fun. And uh, yeah, his weird dream states that he thinks are like real. I mean, are they though? I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Um,
Mm.
I guess that's my opening thoughts on Wonder Man. Over to you, Lee.
Right. This is a hard one for me
All right.
because this wasn't Wonder Man.
Oh, okay.
Um, it, if I remember right from the comics back, when Wonder Man was sort of introduced, he was a failed businessman. Um, Went to prison because of embezzlement and stuff like that. Um, he was broken out of prison by Baron Zemo, who experimented on him. Promised him this and promised him that, gave him these special powers, these what do you call them, psionic powers, to
Oh,
infiltrate the Avengers. So he was, so Wonder Man was a villain to begin with. Um,
oh,
Wonder Man was his code name, um, but he saw the error of his ways, and he sort of turned it around and became a hero, working alongside the Avengers and
oh,
people like that. Um, his best mate was the Beast,
oh, nice.
Hank McCoy, and he did have a on-off complicated relationship with Scarlet Witch.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, he was a villain, became a hero, and then in his later career as a hero, he took up acting.
Oh,
And this series just just takes a look at taking the acting element
excuse me.
and ignored everything else. Um, yeah, I if you're going to do a Wonder Man story series, why don't you stick to the origins and stuff like that of what's gone before? I don't understand it. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I did enjoy some of it, but where was the hero fighting the villains? There was nothing. It was that this was a for me. This was a buddy a buddy bromance miniseries between him and Trevor. I mean, Trevor played brilliantly by Ben Kingsley, who's you know played Trevor in two movies before, as as the Mandarin in Nine Man Three, and I think was it the Rings, the Shining of the Legend of the Ten Rings. So yeah, I did. I liked the buddy element of this. You know, they did work well together, but for two, just totally not even mention or do anything about what happened in the comics. Just go straight to this acting, this out of work actor. Um, where did he get his powers from? I mean, me knowing the comics, I know where the powers, but it's not even stated here. I mean, it's not even stated. It's not even stated that he was a hero before. He isn't. He's just a normal guy, out of work actor. So I don't know. Uh, I'm like that with this one. If you take a well known character, if you're a comic book lover, and then you watch this, either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't think there's going to be any in between. You know what I mean? But yeah, I said I did like the camaraderie between the two. But where's this going? Because as far as I know, this is a one-off series, and the way it ended, you're thinking, well, there's going to be season two, but apparently this is only a limited series.
Oh,
If that's the case, why didn't they do a hero story
yeah.
instead of the family? Him not seeing eye to eye with his brother, and yeah, and then the episode of the was it the halfway through this? There's 8 episodes, and about episode 4 or 5, you get the Doorman episode, which is telling you the story of the where the ban all actors who have superpowers.
Uh huh.
That just took me out of the story. Why? Why have a full episode? You know, you're telling a story, and then all of a sudden you get this episode halfway through, what's got nothing really to do with the story you've been following.
They did that. They did the same thing in the Star Wars stories of like the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah,
They had started showing Boba Fett taking over for you know Jabba and Bib Fortuna, but then like right in the middle of that, they dropped into Luke and Grogu's episodes. I mean,
yeah,
it's like they don't have. I just watched a video about how people who want a story told that is just like a story about something. They don't want like all these like even if they're building toward an in universe you know what do they call that, the the boss fight.
mm,
They 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 don't challenge they don't challenge these standalone episodes can be made into separate things and tacked on the end.
Yeah.
They don't or tacked on the beginning before these things ever start. Just so this is why this. Even if the timing needs to be adjusted, you just say, and yeah, it's 3 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago or whatever, however
Yeah.
long uh, before the doorman situation happened, all these other things happened. That's really why I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah. It's sort of once halfway in between the story, and you get that. It's just
and
like a big
it,
wedge.
it does break the flow,
Yeah.
and it does cheapen the actual storytelling of the primary protagonist.
Mm.
Am I
But
right? I
yeah,
think
yeah. I mean, but
I think you were
it,
right. I think that you were onto something really important right there.
and as I say, this for me, I was expecting a hero versus villain sort of story led
Mhm.
series. I didn't get any of that. All I got was sort of a meta satirical take on Hollywood, Uh,
Mm.
uh, and that's not what I want my superhero things to be. Okay, yeah, the character in the comics in his later career, in after his hero time, he was being an actor. That was his day job. Um, but
But you
and
got to do a night job then too, right?
yeah, and of course the obvious change as well, as I mentioned to you last week about it when I used to read the comics. The character was, of course, white. This character is black. Same name. Um, sort of got the shades right, but the I always remember Wonder Man. He used to have this bright red coat, tad coat with his like dark blue black trousers, um, with
Well,
the sort of
they had
red.
those. They had those kids. The fandom
Mm, mm,
at the premiere looking really like full
yeah.
on full on. I was wondering if you thought that they did good cosplay of the comic books.
You saw elements.
Oh
You did
good, oh
you did
good,
see elements,
oh
but
good.
um, but I
So
said,
they knew what they were supposed to do, but they didn't do it.
mm, um, I mean, I'm not knocking any of the
You
acting
know
or
the in terms of you know representation. I just think that the race is not as in interesting, but the definitely the the fact that this character was starring in something that was supposed to be about the the superhero and was gaining powers himself. You know, they should have showed all the stuff on screen
yeah.
so that
This is why I said it
as
was sort of meta.
as he was working, in his day job, suddenly getting triggered and having to either hold it back like a somebody gulping back barf, just the stuff that you don't want to come out of you, or having the electricity short circuiting a camera on screen, and then the director looking around going, "Who the fuck did that?"
Mm,
And it's your lead actor, and he's been focused on the lead actor, but he doesn't see it because he's sort of. I mean, these are things that could happen, and then
Yeah.
you know,
It,
if he would have seen anything or heard anything in reality
mm,
outside of the Hollywood studio, then that would have triggered him too. You know, these are these are things that you could
I mean,
see them doing, taking your advice.
I mean, there was. I mean, I watched it and I didn't see any sort of hint or explanation why he had this hidden power. But the government knew about it because the government sent Trevor to get all the information out, on him.
True.
So this is what I was thinking. Well, what, you're more concerned about showing him in his day job and family life and the way he's trying to go to auditions, but you're not explaining how and how he's got this power. Um, but he had it since he was small. How?
Yeah.
Um, but I do. The two leads do gel and work together. Um, great acting together.
Yeah.
Uh, and every time, well, Ben Kingsley gave Trevor a Liverpudlian accent.
Uh huh.
Every time he spoke, it sounded so much like Paul McCartney.
Uh huh.
I think, oh, he's channeling Paul McCartney.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know how I'm going to, at the end of this, how I'm going to score this,
I know.
because it's a difficult one for me. Um, so, anything else, Susan?
Well, yeah, I just he was so, I mean, and he wasn't just a little powerful either. It wasn't like he had a minor league uh like super superpower affliction. I mean, he was able to knock out power to Los Angeles.
Mm. Well, if I remember rightly, Wonder Man was in the comic books one of the most powerful, up there with Captain Marvel sort of thing.
Huh.
Quite powerful.
Oh, and and I mean, he could flatten buildings,
Mm.
and yeah. So I mean, yeah. To be honest, there's plenty of bad guys to fight in
In the Marvel universe,
that
yeah.
area,
But there was no bad guys.
right?
It was a sort of day-to-day diary of a budding actor,
Right.
which isn't the Wonder Man that I was wanting to see on screen.
Right.
And if this is a limited series of one season, they should have done something different. If they knew there was only having 8 episodes.
Right.
But I've read reviews. People have reviewed this already, and some absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
Some are, like me, a bit up in the air because it's not the Wonder Man they remember reading in the comics.
Right. Okay. And if the government already knew about it, then why
Yeah.
didn't they arrest him?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking when I think, right, okay, you've asked Trevor to get information, but you've told him that got he's got powers. How does so? I just have they been watching him since he was small?
Yeah.
And it doesn't say where did he get the powers from.
And if they if it's their fault that he has powers, maybe they just were like gun shy and they didn't want to show a kid getting tortured.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, like that's really, uh, you get that sort of, uh, you get a lot of compassion for a character though, watching a guy suffer like you
yeah,
do with Deadpool. Yeah,
mm, yeah.
I mean, but I mean, they could have taken, uh, any sort of key from, or any sort of
You,
bad guy.
you had what's his name? I can't even say his last. Joe Palatino
Uh huh.
playing himself. You had Josh Gad playing himself.
Yeah,
So as I said earlier, it's sort of meta.
it is.
And there's a lot of that going about now. Meta this, meta that, and you think, can't you just tell a straightforward story? I mean, where did we ever find out where Josh Gad disappeared? So,
Hmm.
you know, yeah, and yeah, it's a difficult one. So I enjoyed watching it, but I was sort of disappointed in it as well. I know you was liking it.
I did. I just, now that you mention it, they really did need an overall bad guy um, like the audio adventure that we were just listening to.
Yeah,
They had a sort of a red herring bad guy in Sill, and
yeah,
in the the other planet that was all men that
uh-huh,
were chauvinists. But then there was the Ice Warriors was the real thing. So you could
yeah.
have had the Mandarin as the sort of
Red herring.
red herring, and then
Mm.
you know
I mean,
the other actors, and the studio system being the the other bad guys, like the
you could have had Baron Zemo in this because he was the one who experimented on him and gave him the powers in the comics. You could have had Baron Zemo, and Baron Zemo has appeared in the movies, but
yeah,
it didn't happen.
yeah, and then there's all these stunts and stuff that why do stunts and like not have real sort of um experiences, real fights, real evil, accomplished stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, there was no going back to a sort of a DC thing. There was no kapow, no zap.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it is what it is. It may get a second season, but as far as I know, it's just a limited series. Um, which they seem to do more and more often now, isn't it? You
Yep.
enjoy something, and that's all you're going to get.
Yep.
So, anything else, Susan?
Um. Yeah. The there were like each episode was written by different people.
Hmm.
So I just like to I really have to think about the way that happens to change the characters and stuff. I don't like the fact that they had 8 different writers on each 8 different episodes.
I mean, it was only one story, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, are they trying to tell us that one writer couldn't write 8 episodes?
The fuck do they say?
Um, and the episodes was only about 25 minutes long. Very short episodes.
Hmm.
Uh, but as I say, if they had to have a writer for each episode,
Yeah, they had a different writer for every episode, and then they had four different directors. So, and each of the directors directed two pieces.
that's yeah, I mean,
It's
eight,
it's challenging to find a reason for that
yeah,
when
eight,
the thing
eight
goes
to
out.
25 episodes.
Oh,
One writer should be able to just write that.
right.
Weird, weird. Uh, Anything else?
Well, no, I'd like to give my final say and score.
Okie dokie.
Um, I would like to give this an eight, eight, uh, eight electric shocks coming out of people's hands. Looks a bit like lightning, but a little less,
It was.
a
I
little
think
less
was it,
directed.
I think they call it. I think that it was it psionic energy or something like that.
Ionic energy. Eight of that. Thanks.
Mm. So,
You.
well, ooh,
Oh God.
it's not what I expected, but I enjoyed the camaraderie of Trevor and Simon. It wasn't a superhero story for me. It was more of a sort of a kitchen sink drama, wasn't it? I'm gonna I'm gonna give it 7.5 sunglasses out of 10
Oh.
because it was sort of disappointing for me for being reminiscing of reading these comics when I was 6, 7,
Right.
and it just wasn't what I remember from the comics. I know nostalgia can be a bit of a killer sometimes.
No, it's
Nostalgia
understandable.
sometimes doesn't live up to live up to it, does it?
No,
I know these modern day TV execs and producers and directors try to do a modern take on things.
and
Got
and
to
why and again, if you're gonna tell eight a story in seven parts with an add-on with a like another superhero that
yeah,
kind of becomes a partner in the strength or whatever. Should maybe put that at the end or at the beginning and not
yeah.
dead center of your.
Because it is a big obstructing wedge
It
in the
was
storytelling.
it it really was different, and it was a completely different feel. That's a different whole superhero with superpower story.
Yeah, and as the saying goes, ding dong. that that got me nerves.
You got it in there. That's funny.
So that's our review of the 8-part series, limited series, whatever you want to call it, of Wonder Man. Did it live up to your expectations if you've seen it? Let us know. Leave a comment on this video. Let us know what you thought of it. You may love it. You may think, same as me, it's not Wonder Man, really. Um, Also, if you want to join us, leave a comment on any of our videos. You just have to be 18 and over to get involved. And please have a working camera and microphone on the device you use. Also, if you nip over to our YouTube channel, you can press the bell notification button and you'll get notified every time we put up a video. So is that it, Susan?
Think so.
Did you do your ding dong?
I did ding dong.
So yeah, there you are. She did a ding dong. Susan Ding Dong. So so until next time, guys. Please be safe out there. Bye for now.